about the toxic relation between men and women in the family.
Care stau de dragul copiilor împreună și afectează copilul.
This person stay together, but also affects the young generation. What do you think about this?
Well, certainly it's a very good question. It's a very real problem, especially as women. There's a lot of domestic violence that women face, especially in the COVID times. It went up as well. And it has, of course, a negative effect on the children who are watching this unequal relationship between the two parents, between the mother and father. And usually it is the woman who is on the receiving end of the violence. And when children see something, they learn much more from what they see than what our books will tell us or our education will tell us. But what we witness when we see in relationships affects our psychology and our psyche and how we see. So you can tell a young boy that in a school that he must respect a woman, but if he does not see the father in the family respecting the mother of the family, the man respecting the woman, he will see that as the greater reality than what the book is saying.
Mai ales în perioada pandemiei și a COVID-ului, această problemă este mai acută și educația pe care o primește un băiat și o fată este foarte importantă, pentru că dacă nu văd acea educație corectă, lucrurile pot degenera.
So the problem of abuse, the problem of violence, to solve this problem, we have to include the men in conversation and in the education.
Problema abuzului poate afecta foarte profund educația și este foarte important să se rezolve. Toate aceste probleme, ce n-am spus în traducerea anterioară, este că trebuie avut grijă că abuzul în familie este o mare problemă.
And when
și violența domestică.
Și bărbații învață în cuplu, copiii învață mai mult din comportamentul părinților decât din cărți și din cele povestim. Așa încât e important ca părinții să-și coordoneze relația, să nu discute într-un mod, în fața copiilor, într-un mod care îi poate afecta emoțional și le poate oferi un prost exemplu de construire a unei relații.
And the problem begins with an attitude of inequality, because we see men as superior and women as inferior. It gives rise to a certain set of behaviors, to a certain set of conduct, and it becomes a very negative cycle and it sets women back. And therefore what we are trying to do is bring up the morale, bring up the self-confidence, work with governments on equal opportunities, equal rights, but it has to go along with cultural and mindset change. You can have laws, you can have women in senior leadership roles, but what happens when we go back home? What are the battles that we still fight in our relationships every day to be treated with respect, to be treated with gratitude, because there's a lot that women do selflessly to keep up the family. The family exists because the woman exists. If you take away the woman from a family, what is there left in the family? So the society and the men and everybody in society, all stakeholders, need to understand and give gratitude to the woman for doing the role and the service that she is doing in keeping the fabric of society together. And so this equality comes in an equality of attitude, of respect for the woman. Small things like if you see in society, even if it's an educated woman, she has to fight so much to be heard. She has to prove to herself every day. For example, if you look at a woman entrepreneur who goes to the bank to get a loan, every time, even in the most developed of countries, it's so difficult for people in the banks to give a loan to a woman just because she's a woman. She might have an excellent business idea, an excellent business plan, but because she is a woman, it is held against her. If you see at the funding given to women entrepreneurs, less than 2% of global funding goes to women entrepreneurs. It's not like we don't have the talent. In professions, the pay gap, when a woman does the same job, she is given less money, as if less is enough for her. So there is a whole lot of discounting that goes when women speak. It is not important enough. When women do, it is not enough. So there's a lot of attitudinal and mindset shifts that need to get corrected, and we can only correct them when women and men come together as friends, as a connected community, in a spirit of oneness, without confrontation, and understand that together, it is only together that we can create a balanced world for all.